How's it going, YouTube? Today, we're going to be talking about the Theone Tsunami clone. So let's get right into it. First things first, materials. The Theone Tsunami clone handles are going to be made of titanium, while the blade or the trainer blade is going to be made out of steel or Damascus steel. This Balisong runs on bushings and on a pinsless Zen pin design. The Balisong also comes with these adjustable weights on the bottom, which is amazing. You can buy this Balisong off of Balisong or AliExpress right now for anywhere between $100 to $150, depending on if you get the live blade or the trainer blade or Damascus or anodized steel or titanium. It really just depends, but it can range from $100 from the cheapest and $150 or like $160 as the most expensive option. You have a lot of customizability with this knife, which is a huge plus when it comes to Balisongs in general. From what I know, Squid Industries doesn't do a lot of anos or any kind of modding like that for their Tsunami. So the fact that this clone company can do that and offers that as one of their services is a huge plus. So one thing I wanted to talk about is how these handles are titanium while this blade is steel. The main reason they do this is because steel is lighter than titanium, so that kind of helps the balance, and these titanium handles are pretty light. You'd think they'd be heavier, but since they milled out so much material on these handles, you really can't feel that it's titanium. A lot of other knives I flipped that have titanium handles or titanium blade, you can definitely tell that it's titanium. Like, your hands will get all torn up and it's heavy. But the Tsunami clone is actually way lighter than you might think. Now, let's talk about the price point. For the price, not much beats this in the Balisong market right now. As of 2024, January, not much beats this. Like, I can think of the Prisma sorta competes, but it's kind of two different price points, right? Like, you can get a Balisong of this quality for $100, while the Prisma will get you $200. I say the Prisma because I think they're very similar flippers. I'll get to that more in a minute, but for the price point, I do believe nothing really beats this. Especially if you're looking for a live blade option with so much customizability with the anos, the different trainer blades. Like, this deal is just so hard to beat, and that's clones for you. That's going to be with most clones. They're going to get better and better over time, and it's going to be hard for American companies to compete. With this blade being steel and the handles being titanium, this allows that the blade to be made way cheaper than if it were to be made out of aluminum or titanium, really. Now, flippability. Before I got my first machine-wise product, the Prisma X Lift T blade, like, mismatch I have. This was my favorite flipper by far. Now I prefer the Prisma Lift T, whatever, just a little bit more. They're so similar. They're very close, but I mean, that's what's gonna happen. The extra $100 that you'd spend, extra $200, it goes a long way. It makes the flippability better. But for the price, like, holy shit, this is amazing. This is everything you could ask for. I had lighter blades and smaller blades, light, small Balisongs I've flipped before. So I thought the Tsunami wouldn't be great because it's light, you know. I used to think maybe like an Alpha Beast or a Monarch is kind of my preference, but after flipping something like this, like, you never go back. Yeah, this knife really just sold me on lighter Balisongs, like, and I think with so many other people as well. Lighter Balisongs weren't really popular until the original Tsunami came out, and then this clone as well, mimicking it pretty much perfectly. It's crazy. One thing I've noticed after getting my Prisma is that this grip is kind of intense. The grip on this handle has been milled out pretty deep, so I didn't realize it until recently, but you can feel it quite a lot during tricks. From seeing how Machine-Wise and Squid does their grip, you can definitely tell this is a cheaper type of grip. It's just milled out lines. Comparing that to the Prisma and how they make their grip, if you can see, it's a lot less rigid and it's less out there in your face. It's just something small. Either way, I feel like the Tsunami doesn't really need this grip because titanium is so grippy already. I've never really had a problem, but yeah, you're not gonna have a problem with the grip on this thing. That's a big plus. So the adjustable weights at the bottom, you can unscrew with either a T8 or T10, and changing the weights up really changes how this thing feels, just like most Balisongs would. I personally like how it looks more with the weights in, but I prefer how it flips with the weights out, so that's just something you'll have to experiment with over time. Having those weights out makes it even lighter, which I really like. Like my Prisma, I flipped this without the weights in because I love how light it is. Let's just say if you're in between getting a Prisma Pro or the One Tsunami or anything light, like a lighter Balisong like that, I'd say go with the One Tsunami, honestly. I'm not saying that the Machine-Wise Prisma Pro is bad or anything, but it's a little better for the price because you're spending almost $100 less for the knives. If price isn't an option for you, just get the actual Squid Industry Tsunami. There's no point in supporting a clone at that point. But for many of us, this is the only way we'll be able to flip a Tsunami. And I mean, the clone is good enough, right? It's close enough. Also, I wanted to mention the handles. They're more circular, they're very rounded. So this is like my favorite flipping Balisong for fans, just because it just rolls in your hand so much. Comparing the One Tsunami clone versus the actual Tsunami, let's just say out of all clones made, this is the most accurate representation of the knife it's trying to clone. This clone actually aims to represent what the Squid Industry Tsunami is supposed to be. Overall, there's a lot of modability with this knife. It's a great flipper, pretty good price. The one downside I will say is that it's a clone. And obviously clones are no good morally because they are intellectual property theft, but if you don't care about all that, no reason not to get one, I think. Would I recommend the One Tsunami? Hell yes. This thing is way worth the hype. People hype this shit up, and I understand why. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of all I had to say about the One Tsunami. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I guess I'll see y'all on the next upload. Bye.